गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अगजाननपद्मार्कं गजाननमहर्निशम् अनेकदं तं भक्तानाम् एकदन्तमुपास्महे। नमस्ते शारदे देवी काश्मीरपुरवासिनी त्वामहं प्रार्थये नित्यं विद्यां बुद्धिं च देहि मे। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Okay. So we completed the 13th shloka. So we'll start the 14th one. So Bhagini, would you like to read Savitri Bhagini?
Yes, ma'am, I will read. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dhradavrataha namasyantascha mam bhuktya nityayukta upasate. Satatam kirtayantaha mam yatantaha cha dhradavrataha namasyantaha cha mam bhuktya nityayukta upasate. Satatam akaranta नपुंसकलिंगं वा प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन कीर्तयन्तः प्रथमा विभक्ति बहुवचन माम् अस्मत् शब्दस्य द्वितीया विभक्ति एकवचन
Satatam is avyayam.
अव्ययम् माम् अस्मत् शब्दस्य द्वितीया विभक्ति एकवचन यतन्तः शत् प्रत्यय यत् धातु प्रथमा विभक्ति बहुवचन दृढव्रताः प्रथमा विभक्ति बहुवचन अकारान्तः पुल्लिंग नमस्यन्तः that is also shatru pratyaya prathama vibhakti bahuvachana cha avyaya mam dvitiya vibhakti ekavachana bhuktya bhukti ikaranta strilinga tritiya vibhakti ekavachana nityayukta that is also strilingam va nityabhukta yukta
no prathama vibhakti pumlinga bahuvachana only
pullingam eva
kta pratyaya bahuvachana yuktah yukta
ta pratyaya upasate akaranta as dhatu
उपसर्ग
as dhatu lat lakarah prathama purusha bahuvachana पदार्थः दृढव्रताः कठोर नियमाः सततं सदा मां कीर्तयन्तः मां गायन्तः यतन्तः च पूजादिषु प्रयत्नं कुर्वन्तः भक्त्या प्रीत्या नमस्यन्तः च नमस्कुर्वन्तः च नित्ययुक्ताः सततयोगाः सन्तः माम् उपासते मां भजन्ते दृढव्रत अन्वयः दृढव्रताः सततं कीर्तयन्तः यतन्तः च मां नमस्यन्तः च नित्ययुक्ताः भक्त्या माम् उपासते
So here kriyapadam
upasate
you read the tatparyam also, then we'll discuss the karakam.
केचित् कठोरं नियमम् अनुसरन्तः पुरुषाः मां सर्वदा स्तुवन्तः पूजादिषु प्रयत्नं कुर्वन्तः भक्त्या नमस्कुर्वन्तश्च मां सर्वदा समाहितमनस्काः सेवन्ते व्याकरणं दृढव्रताः दृढं व्रतं येषां ते दृढ बहुव्रीहि समासः नित्ययुक्ताः नित्यं युक्ताः सुप् समासः
Supsamasa will also be known as Kevala Samasa.
केवल
Or Supsamasa, both we can say.
Okay.
So here the Kriya Padam is
Upasate.
Upasate. Ke Upasate.
दृढव्रताः सततं कीर्तयन्तः यतन्तः नित्ययुक्ताः भक्त्या उपासते.
So here in the shloka, if you see, Satatam Kirtayantaha. So Satatam will be Kriya Visheshana to Kirtayantaha. And Mam Yatantascha. So here Mam will be, again Mam, you can either add it to Kirtayantaha or Yatantaha. Yatantaha here means who try to obtain him. Prayatna. So Mam Yatantaha, Nitya Yuktaha and Dhridavrataha. Dhridavrataha Namasyantaha. We can take Dhridavrataha as Visheshana to Namasyantaha. Namasyantaha is Namaskurvantaha. Dhridavrataha are who are very determined. Yes. So it may or may not be Visheshana to Namasyantaha. Like this, in this particular Anvaya, you can take it, this way or that way, it is still okay. Vrataha satatam kirtayantaha yatantaha cha mam namasyantaha cha nityayuktaha bhaktya mam upasate. So bhaktya will be karanam, with bhakti. With bhakti, they try to achieve me. Upasate, they serve me, bhajante. Yes. So mam kirtayantaha. So mam, see again mam also, how many mams are there in the shloka?
Two.
There are
2 times.
Mam will be
Mam bhaktya, mam yatantascha.
Mam upasate. The second mam will be karmapadam to upasate. Mam.
Yes.
The first mam you can connect it to either kirtayantaha or yatantaha. For kirtayantaha, satatam is there kriya visheshanam. So mam we can take it for yatantaha. Even in the shloka it is in that order. So that also we can take. But either way is fine. Mam kirtayantaha or mam yatantaha or mam namasyantaha is also fine. Okay. So here kechit kathoram niyamam anusarantaha purushaha mam sarvada stuvantaha pujadishu prayatnam kurvantaha bhaktya namaskurvantaha cha mam sarvada samahita manaskaha sevante. So nitya yuktaha is a samahita manaskaha, means that constant attachment. Nitya yuktaha. Yuktaha is to be joined. Yes. So constantly joining with the Paramatma. How can we do that? In everything that we do, in every person that we see, in every prani that we see, if we see Paramatma. Whatever we are doing, I am doing this for Paramatma. I am doing this for Paramatma. In that is Nitya Yukta. So yes. In every aspect, constantly thinking about him. Constantly trying to serve him one way or the other. And with complete bhakti. And kirtayantaha. Always, appreciating the positive or good qualities in the Paramatma. All the qualities that he represents. Dhridavrataha. So to do all this, we need that Dhrida Sankalpam. Because it is very easy to fall back. Yes. So that also should be there. Whenever that negative thought is coming, immediately we should remind ourselves that it is the Paramatma. Paramatma is there in this person also. What we are seeing at the surface level, whatever negativity that person is exhibiting at the outer level, anger or jealousy or whatever, it is only because of his Purva Janma karmas. That samskaras, that behavior is there. But even behind that behavior also, there is Paramatma. But he is overtaken by his moham. So that is why he is exhibiting only the such negative emotions. Because emotions are taking over the better part of him. So that if we remember, we also will not given to the emotions. When somebody is angry, we also get angry, then what is the point? We have to remember that Paramatma is there behind that outer appearance that that person is exhibiting. Then it will be easy for us to ignore. It
Yes.
will become easy for us to ignore that behavior. Like how we ignore our children's behavior when they are throwing tantrums. When a baby is throwing a tantrum, a small child, we don't take it personally.
Yes.
Why? So that they are not very well matured. They don't understand the situation. That is why they are, crying for whatever they want.
Yes.
We, so we don't take it personally. Similarly, even with grown-ups, we have to think in the same way. They are being taken over by the Purvajanma samskaras. So that is the reason why they are behaving like that. And we should not let that affect us. So for that, we need a lot of Dhrida Sankalpam. Otherwise, it is not easy. So that constant reminder we have to give ourselves and indulge ourselves in seva of the Paramatma, in the bhajana of the Paramatma, constant listening, then it will help us gain that strength. So
Yes.
that is what this shloka is. Okay. Anantaram Surya Bhagini.
ज्ञानयज्ञेन चाप्यन्ते यजन्तो मामुपासते एकत्वेन पृथक्त्वेन बहुधा विश्वतो मुखम् ज्ञानयज्ञेन यज्ञः अकारान्त पुल्लिङ्ग तृतीय विभक्ति एकवचनं च अव्ययम् अपि अव्ययम् अन्ये अन्य अन्य శబ్దం కదా ఇది అన్య
Sarvanama Shabdam kuda తీసుకోవచ్చు. We can take Anya. I think there is a Sarvanama Shabda also for Anya.
యజంతః యజంతో యజంతః యజ్ ధాతువు ఇది ధాతువు రూపంగా వచ్చిందే కదా ఇది యజంతః ప్రథమ విభక్తి ఏకవచనం
శత్రంత
శత్రంత శత్రంత శత్రంత బహువచనం ప్రథమ విభక్తి బహువచనం మాం ఉపాసతే మాం షష్ఠీ విభక్తి ఏకవచనం ఉపాసతే
ద్వితీయ విభక్తి
ద్వితీయ విభక్తి ఉపాసతే లట్లకారం ప్రథమ ఏకవచనం
బహువచనం
ఉపాసతే
upasate, this is as dhatu. So though it appears to be like ekavachana, it is bahuvachana.
ఏకత్వేన ఏకత్వేన తృతీయ విభక్తి ఏకవచనం ఏకత్వేన అన్నది విడతీయచ్చా దీన్ని
లేదు ఏకత్వ
ఒక్కటే కలిసి పృథక్త్వేన తృతీయ విభక్తి ఏకవచనం బహుధా బహుధా అవ్యయం అవుతుంది కదా బహుధా విశ్వతో ముఖం విశ్వతః ముఖం నపుంసకలింగం ప్రథమ విభక్తి ఏకవచనం
this is a samas we can take the word
విశ్వతః ముఖం పదార్థः అన్యే చ ఇతరేతు ఇతరేతు విశ్వతో ముఖం మాం సర్వతో ముఖం మాం జ్ఞానయజ్ఞేన తత్వజ్ఞాన రూపయజ్ఞేన ఏకత్వేన ఏకత్వేన ఏకతయా పృథక్త్వేన పృథక్తయా. ఇప్పుడు ఏకత్వేన అంటే ఇది తృతీయ విభక్తి అయింది కదా
Tritiya vibhakti. Ekatvena prithaktvena, like this, bahudha upasate. So what is ekatvena here? Ekataya. Ekatvena is like ekataya, and prithaktvena is prithaktiya. Means bahuda yajantaha api upasate. So some people follow only one path, ekatvena. Some people seeing the difference, prithaktvena, bahuda yajantaha api upasate. There are many ways one can worship. So ekatvena means considering only one rupam of the Paramatma.
Prithaktvena ఏకత్వేన పుల్లింగం రూపంలో వచ్చినట్టుంది. ఇందులోనేమో ఏకతయ స్త్రీలింగంలో వచ్చినట్టుగా ఉంది కదా అర్థంలో.
Correct. Ekataya is it appears like the దాన్ని ఏమంటారంటే భావం. The bhavam, when you put it in bhava rupam, that form will come. Sundarata, kushalata, kushalatvam, kushalata. Both are the forms of the same meaning. Kushalata antam kada. That is a bhava, that is a quality. Kushalatvam also is a quality. But they both are different forms. These come under tadhitas. Tadhitas, in tadhitas we have several varieties. This is one kind of variety. So here also meaning wise ekata ani icharu, but they both mean the same. Ekatvena means like considering only one form of Paramatma. Prithaktvena means seeing different forms, like how we discussed earlier. All the forms that we worship, all the other deities.
ఒక రూపంతో కానీ అనేక రూపాలతో కానీ
ఇలా
పూజిస్తారు.
Bahudha, in many ways people worship. Jnana yajnena yajantaha.
యజంతః అపి ఆరాధయంతః అపి ఉపాసతే సేవతే. తాత్పర్యం అన్యే ఏతత్సర్వం వాసుదేవ ఇతి జ్ఞానరూపేణ యజ్ఞేన మాం పూజయంతి. తత్రాపి కేచన సర్వత్ర వర్తమానం మాం ఏకమేవ పరం బ్రహ్మోతి బుద్ధ్యా పూజయంతి. అన్యే తు తాదృశస్య బ్రహ్మణః దాసోహమితి భేదబుద్ధ్యా ఇది విశేషః అన్వయః. అన్యే చ విశ్వతోముఖం మాం జ్ఞానయజ్ఞేన ఏకత్వేన పృథక్త్వేన బహుధా యజంతః అపి ఉపాసతే. మాధ్వమతం కేచన భక్తాః శ్రవణమాననాదిరూపేణ జ్ఞానయజ్ఞేన మాం సతతం భజంతే. ఏకత్వేన స్థితం భగవతః రూపేషు నారాయణ రూపం, పృథక్త్వేన స్థితం వాసుదేవాది యత్ రూపం, బహుధా స్థితం నారాయణాది పంచరూపం విశ్వతోముఖం. ద్వాదశ చతుర్వింశతి భేదేన స్థితం భగవద్రూపం ఉపాసతే. వ్యాకరణం జ్ఞానయజ్ఞః జ్ఞానమేవ యజ్ఞః తేన కర్మధారయః. విశ్వతోముఖం విశ్వతః ముఖాని యస్య సః తం బహువ్రీహి. ఏకత్వేన ఏకస్య భావః ఏకత్వం తేన. భావార్థే త్వా ప్రత్యయః పృథక్త్వేన పృథక్ భావః పృథక్త్వం తేన భావార్థే త్వా ప్రత్యయః.
Ekatva, prithakva, that tva is a pratyaya. So here again the meaning is yajantaha, jnana yajnena yajantaha. Now in the previous shloka what was told? Dhridavrataha mam bhaktya upasate. Nitya yuktaha dhridavrataha yatantaha kirtayantaha. All these bhajante, mam bhajante. Anye api mam bhajante. Okay, so who are those anye and what are the other ways? Yajantaha, jnana yajnena yajantaha So they worship me while doing the Jnana Yajna. And what is this Jnana Yajna? It is nothing other than this Jnanam is nothing other than the Paramatma Tattva Jnanam. So he who has that Paramatma Tattva Jnanam and he who is putting it into practice, simply knowing the Jnanam, having that Jnanam will not make much difference unless you practice it. Unless you practice what you have obtained, that Jnanam that you have obtained, only if you practice, it is of some use. So here also, some people, in the previous shloka, they through kirtanas, through doing several things, they have worshipped me. Here, others in this shloka, what is being said is others worship me with this Jnana Yajna. So Jnana Yajna is having that Paramatma Tattva Jnanam and putting it into practice. That itself is Yajnam. So how do we put it into practice? Jnana Yajnam means not sitting and performing that bhautika yaga. That yaga where you put all the things into the yaga. No, not that. So Jnana Yajnam is practicing the Paramatma Tattva Jnanam. And what is that Paramatma?
Observe cheskovam.
What is Paramatma Tattva Jnanam? What did we learn until so far? Satkarma Charana, without phalapeksha, without kartrutvam, without taking up the kartrutvam that I only did this, without having that, without phalakanksha, seeing Paramatma in everything, keeping the control of the mind, so that we are not going, that mind is not deviating into the wrong path. All what has been told up until now by the Paramatma, that we have to put it into practice. That itself is Paramatma Tattva Jnanam. Understanding that Paramatma is everywhere. This is Maya again. This is Maya. Maya is also a part of Paramatma. So this is not real. This is Asat. This is not Sat. That also we have to remember. Actually, remembering that will make everything else easy. Because many times, why do we get all these emotions? Because we think, this is mine. Right? We have that possessive feeling, my son. So when my son is leaving, I will feel sad. Why? Because of that attachment. Because I think that this relationship is everlasting. I think that this relationship is forever. That is the reason why I get sad when something is taken away from me. But if I remember that my son is a prani by himself, I am a prani by myself. Because of our Purva Janma karmas, samskaras, there is a reason why that particular prani came into this world through me. That's all. As simple as that. Because of the samskaras that we have, that is what is called that runanubandha. Because of that runanubandha, that particular he coming out of me or he coming into this world through me is happening. That's all. It ends right there. That runanubandha ends right there. Again, depending on how we proceed in our life, again we will be making runanubandhas, and because of that, again there will be life, birth and death. So if we don't want that, since we are told right now that the best way to attain moksha is first to not have any kind of attachments. These runanubandhas should not be there. Means we should realize that this is all asat. So yes, he came through me into this world. With that, my responsibility of some Purva Janma samskaras, because of that, this happened. And as my responsibility until he is independent, I have to support him. That's all. As simple as that. Like how we take care of the plants in our garden. So as long as, we bring them, we put them, we nourish them. And once their time is over, especially the seasonal plants, what happens after 6 months or 1 year, they are gone. We know when we bring them itself, we know that they will last only for 1 year. After 1 year, we plow them, we take it out, and again we put the new seed. How we are able to take that? Because we already know we expect, right? We expect that they will be gone in a small period of time. So we don't have that kind of attachment. Whereas with the trees which live for many years, again, we have that kind of attachment. Why? Because we know that they will be there for so long. So everything.
Mind prepare
Exactly. But we have to prepare like that, even with long-term relationships also, we have to prepare like that. We know that we will be in a long-term relationship because this kind of relationship is different, but that detachment should also be there. Otherwise, we will get emotional for everything. If something good happens to them, we get overexcited. If some small disappointment happens in their life, we get depressed. So all by doing this, when are we going to do this Jnana Yajna? And without a Jnana Yajna, we cannot attain Paramatma. So we have to understand that if good happens to them, it is because of their own Satkarma Charana. If something, some misfortune happens to them, that is also they are getting rid of some of the bad karma. That is how we should look at it. Okay, he got an opportunity to clear some of his bad karmas. Now I work very hard and earn some money, but then I have to clear some debts. So will I be happy about clearing my debts, or will I be sad about whatever I earned is gone? I should be happy that I cleared off my debts, right? Because as long as the debt is there, that interest will be building. And that is something that I have to clear. If not today, tomorrow. If not tomorrow, day after tomorrow. The longer it takes, the more penalty I will have. So it is always better if I clear my debts the early, as soon as possible. Similarly, here also, whatever bad deeds we might have done in the previous lives, knowingly or unknowingly, if we clear them all, it is good for us only. So even if some small misfortune happens, we should be happy. With the little misfortune, I am clearing my bad karma. So we should be happy for that rather than, Ayo, why did this happen to me? Why is everything happening like this to me? That kind of thinking should not be there. We should be happy that we got out of it in a simpler way. And with that simple way, we are, getting rid happily. And say, for example, if something really big misfortune hits us, which is very, very difficult to handle, that time we have to pray to give us the strength, for the strength that is needed for us to cross. That's all. That time also, like we studied in the previous shlokas, Paramatma is not responsible for the misfortune, that fortune or misfortune, both. He is not responsible. He told very clearly in the previous shlokas. What did he tell? I am only a sakshi. I am only seeing. Whatever you are doing, I am simply watching. Whatever good you are accruing, I am watching. Whatever bad you are accruing, I am watching. I am also watching you going through the trouble with whatever bad karma you have accrued. He cannot do anything. That is all embedded in the system. He cannot stop anything from happening. And he is not going to give anything extra. He does not have any dvesham towards anything. So whatever it is our doings only. So that we have to remember. If something really big hits us, we have to remember that I must have done something really very bad, knowingly or unknowingly. We don't know what we were in the previous lives. So if something very good happens, we should be happy. Oh, in my previous lives, I must have done something good. That is why I'm blessed with this today. If something bad happens, oh, I must have done something bad. That is why this is happening. But I'm happy that I'm clearing it. If it is really difficult, if it really hits us so hard that it is difficult for us, we only have to pray, because we are humans. It will be difficult for us to put up with that kind of difficulty. So we should only pray to God to give us the strength to be able to overcome whatever difficulty comes our way, because we have to deal with it. Whether it is difficult or not, we have to still deal with it. We cannot simply give up. By giving up, nothing is going to happen. It will simply be there, and again in the next life it will come. So whatever it is better to clear. So to clear, we need strength, mental strength, physical strength, everything. That we have to pray for. I have to, sometimes in the movies we see, some people, good people, will end up in jail for somebody else's problem. Like it is not their fault, but they will be set up for something. So first they will be depressed, and then they will muster up some courage. So even in that situation, they will try to build some energy by doing some physical exercises, eating whatever is thrown at them. Why going to the movies? If you remember this Mahabharata, Sekuni, how did he come? His whole family was thrown into a big jail by the Kauravas. And so they were thrown. If 100 people were there, only 100 grains of rice was thrown for them to eat. So the wiser of them will tell, if each of us will eat one grain, we are not going to live anyways. So why? Let us all make one person live, and they will gather all that 100 grains and feed only one person among them, the youngest of them all, so that he will have more life. And they will also share the misfortune that that has happened to them, and that is how he will come out. So that is, I'm not saying that we have to take revenge. What I'm saying is, to muster up the courage or to gain the strength, we have to overcome that sadness or whatever it is, to overcome that difficulty that we are given. But we should not again build up any hate in our heart, because we have to remember, whatever it is our doing only. Whoever is reason for that. Today we might think somebody cheated us in some financial property or whatever. We think that they are the ones who did. What we have to look at is, some loss has happened. Okay, some loss has been there. So that much only. Whether he did or he did not do, or how it happened, it is unnecessary for us. We went through some loss, how to overcome it. And next time, how to be more careful the next time. So, but we should not have that hatred towards the person who cheated us. He is only a nimitta matra. He is not the reason for this misfortune to happen. We did something in the past, so it is catching up with us. But there has to be a nimitta matra. That is what Krishna told Arjuna. You are not the one killing them. I already killed them.
Yeah.
So you are only a nimitta matra here. Only after hearing that, he will understand that, okay, now I understand. I am not the karta here. That action has already happened. I am only the nimitta matra here. So the very first shloka or the second shloka, where Krishna takes the chariot into the middle of the two armies, and he will face the Kauravas, and he will say, look at the Kauravas. When Krishna faces them and points out to them, see, here are the Kauravas. The inner meaning of that shloka is, the minute Krishna looks at them and says, here are the Kauravas who came to fight with you, at that moment itself, their death has already happened in the hands of Krishna. When he points out at them, when he's outside, it appears that he simply, Arjuna asked them and he took them, and that is not it. So there itself that has happened. So Arjuna will understand that later on. Bhishma already understands it. The minute Krishna looks at them itself, he understands. But he is not afraid. He is not afraid of death. So because he is very well, he's a jnani, he will be able to understand. But he will not do anything about it. He's not worried also. Why? Because that is not his nature. He is not a small person. So that way. So here also that is what we need to remember. So here Jnana Yajnena Yajantaha means constantly applying the Paramatma Tattva Jnanam in our day-to-day life. We need not be great rishis or somebody. At our level also, whatever is being taught in these shlokas, we can apply it at our level. In our day-to-day life, in our whatever way we are doing, we can still apply. We can still definitely apply. And as we apply and practice that, we very clearly can notice that we will be more calm. We won't get stressed out, for small things. We should remember it is abhyasam. That also has been told. A lot of abhyasa is needed. So, but still there will be times where we will get anxious. That time also, again, we have to remember this. Praitna purvakena. We have to make an effort to not get stressed out with the circumstances around us. We have to constantly remind ourselves. So if something happens, okay, let it happen. Let us know what to do, now how to deal with it. Like that, if we keep practicing, then whatever we are learning from these shlokas, we will be able to apply in our daily life. And with that, I think, a lot of things change. A lot of things in our life can change. All the small issues will be resolved. We will, the friends and family, the bonding between them also will improve. Nothing will happen overnight. Today, if we start, tomorrow it will not happen. It will take some time, depending again on, so many other factors, but it will definitely happen. So, so that one. So, Jnana Yajnena, we have to remember that Jnana Yajnam is nothing other than putting into practice what all we have been learning about the Paramatma Tattva Jnanam. And Ekatvena and Prithaktvena is, so here again he is in, we can take this as a positive sign that it is okay to worship any form, but what we have to remember is behind all of these forms, it is the same Paramatma. That we have to remember. Ekatvena Prithaktvena Bahudha Jnana Yajnena Mam Yajantaha Upasate. Okay, so these people, whether it is in one form that they look at me, only that one Paramatma Tattva Rupam, Paramatma Rupam, or you can look at other forms, whichever form you like. But we have to remember that behind this form also Paramatma is there. When Paramatma is saying, you look at everything around you and look and understand that Paramatma is there in everything, how can we not understand that in every other form of deities also Paramatma is there? How will that be any different? Right? So that we have to remember. Many times we try to forget that. We don't try, we tend to forget that. We tend to forget the fact that Paramatma is the same. Because of that only, there is so much of, these fightings going on between people of different beliefs. Even within our religion also, people who worship Vishnu and people who worship Shiva, they have, from very long time, there have been so many disagreements between the two groups, right?
Yes, they have their own opinions.
So like that, why? So here very clearly Paramatma said, you can worship me in any form that you like. But what we have to remember is behind all these forms, it is Paramatma only. So, so then why then so many forms? Because people have different tastes, like how people like different things to eat. So some people like to look at that Shakti in different forms. As simple as that. If we understand that in that way, it will become very easy for us to understand. I like, not me, some people might like to look at Paramatma as a small baby Krishna. Even with Krishna also, some people like to look at him only as a baby Krishna. They like baby Krishna more than adult Krishna. Like that, even within, even the same Krishna is liked in so many different ways. So, So different forms is also understandable, which is fine. It is ante. How our mind sets. For some people like certain qualities. So whichever form represents that quality, they will like to worship that form. Now, truth. If you are very focused on the truth, then you will like the form of Rama. When you like that seva, bhakti, Anjaneya Swami, or that Balam also. He also represents the Balam, right? That also. So many people like to like Anjaneya for his strength. And the strength, not only physical strength, even when you are afraid also they think of Anjaneya. Like this, for each quality a different form is there. The only reason is for us to be able to visualize it much easily, to make it easy for people to visualize, that's all. But one thing people forget is, behind all these forms, there is only one Paramatma. So they keep fighting. Lakshmi is better than Parvati, Parvati is better than somebody else. Or behind all of these, there is only one Paramatma. That if we remember, no problem. You like to look at that Shakti as Parvati, I like to look at that Shakti as something else.
Kali.
It all depends.
Yes, ma'am.
Even in the Navaratri, why so many forms? Every day a different form is worshipped. There itself we have to understand, right? We know that the whole Navaratri is representing only one goddess. But then why every day a different form? All the forms are again the same. That also we know. But there are different forms. No, exactly. So as long as we remember that, but we connect more to one form than all the 9 forms, right?
Yes.
There are so many forms, but we tend to connect it to one form more than the other. So that is only mere preference and how we like to see. That's all. Anyways, so coming back, Jnana Yajnana is that we have to remember that Paramatma is one, and remembering that. So Vishwato Mukham. What is Vishwato Mukham?
All over the world, he is the only one Paramatma.
All over the world, the same. Sarvato Mukham Mam. So everything in this world is the same. The Paramatma only. Okay.
Ma'am, you told Shakuni's story. He is the youngest one and he only survived. Oh, I didn't know that story. It is interesting.
He is the youngest in that the grandfather, father, and then so many sons will be there. Out of all, he is the youngest. And the Kauravas, the forefathers of Kauravas, not the Duryodhana. Actually, Duryodhana, maybe grandfathers or somebody, they will have, they will throw them in the jail and, leave them to die. But they will only give such very limited food. So if everybody eats little, nobody will survive. So the wisest of them all will tell, if all of us eat, nobody will survive. Anyhow, nobody will survive. Let us all make at least one person survive. And obviously, the youngest will be the best to survive, because he will have longer time to take revenge. So they will feed him with this hatred towards the Kauravas. You should destroy them. You should destroy them. They destroyed us. And after they die, he will use their bones to make that dice.
Oh.
So that is the reason why when he rolls the dice, whatever number he wants, that will only come, because those are made out of the astikas of his forefathers. That is the reason why he will ask Duryodhana to bring Dharmaraju for the game, because he knows that he will they can definitely make Dharmaraja lose. So he will show Duryodhana that he can, the dice is in his control. Because of that only, they will invite, Dharmaraja for the, and make lose everything.
Yeah.
So all this is, pre-planned. So that is why they say, whatever is in this world, whatever, from any time to any yuga and anything you take, that scenario will have already been there in Mahabharata.
Yes. Everything
And whatever is not there in Mahabharata, definitely will not be there anywhere else. Means how they say is everything is covered, all aspects, all kinds of cheating, all kinds of bhakti, all kinds of any kind of scenario is covered in Mahabharata.
Definitely. Yes, ma'am.
But there are so many stories, some which we may not know, so we might think maybe it is not there. But if we read completely, then everything would have been there. Like that.
Today's politics is like that only,
Yes. Oh my God. Okay. So next one, it is only the two of you or anybody is here. Okay. So Toshali Bhagini, would you like to read?
Bhagini. Aham kraturaham yajnah swadaham mahaushadham mantro mahamevajya mahamagnim hutam. Aham kratuhu aham yajnah swada aham aushadham mantrah aham eva ajya aham agnihi aham hutam. Aham अस्मत् शब्दस्य प्रथम एकवचन क्रतुः.
All are ekavachana only. All are prathama vibhakti ekavachana. Kratuhu is ukaranta.
Ukaranta.
Ukaranta. Yajnaha akaranta. Swadha.
Akaranta prathama.
Pullinga.
Prathama ekvachan.
Swadha can be taken as Strilinga, Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachana, or Avyayama is also there, but Strilinga is fine. And Aushadham is Napumsakalinga.
Napumsakalingi Prathama ekvachan. Mantraha Prathama ekvachan. Mantra Pullingi Napumsakalingi.
Akaranta Pumlinga. Mantraha, right? Akaranta.
Aham Prathama ekvachan. Eva Avya. Ajya.
Ajyam is again Napumsaka. Agnihi is Ikaranta, again Pumlinga.
Okay.
Hutam.
And Hutam.
Hutam is
Napumsakalinga.
Napumsakalinga. Vibhakti we can take. It is there in Pumlinga also, but since Hutam is given, we have to take Napumsakalinga only. If we take Pumlinga, it will be Dvitiya Vibhakti, but this is not Dvitiya Vibhakti. So we have to take it as
Napumsakalinga.
Napumsakalingi Prathama ekvachan.
So Hutaha. Okay,
Padartha. Aham kratuhu. Aham vedoktah yajnah. Aham yajnah. Aham smartah yajnah. Aham swadha. Aham pitrubhyah pradeyamannam. Aham aushadham. Aham bheshayam. Aham mantrah. Aham vedamantrah. Aham ajyam. Aham ghrutam. Aham agnihi. Aham analah. Ahameva hutam. Havanakarma ahameva. Anvayah. Aham kratuhu. Aham yajnah. Aham swadha. Aham aushadham. Aham mantrah. Aham ajyam. Aham agnihi. Ahameva hutam. Tatparyam. Aham श्रौत यज्ञः स्मार्त यज्ञः पितृभ्यो देयं हविः औषधं मंत्रः आज्यं हविश्चेति सर्वमपि अस्मि.
So here we can take asti as adhyahritam. so many aktis as adhyahritam, and each one we can write it as a separate sentence. 1 second. So basically, aham kratuhu asmi, aham yajnyaha asmi, aham swadha asmi, aham aushadham asmi, aham mantraha asmi, aham eva ajyam asmi, aham eva agnihi asmi, aham hutam asmi, like that. Okay? So small sentences, but separately we can write for the karaka.
Yeah.
And all these will be Vidheya Visheshanas. Aham will be Karta, Aushadham is Vidheya Visheshana, Swadha is Vidheya Visheshana, Mantraha is Vidheya Visheshana. Like this, all the words are Vidheya Visheshanas and Aham will be the Karta. Like that we can write. Okay. Anantaram, Allirani Bhagini.
Amanye. इताहमस्य जगतो माता धाता पितामहः वेद्यं पवित्रमोङ्कारः रुक्सावयजुरेव च पिता अहम् अस्य जगतः माता धाता पितामहः वेद्यं पवित्रम् ओङ्कारः रुक्साम यजुः एव च पिता अकारान्त पुल्लिङ्गं प्रथमाविभक्ति एकवचनम् अहं
पिता पितृ ऋकारान्त पुंलिङ्ग शब्दम्
ऋकारान्त पितृशब्दः प्रथमाविभक्ति एकवचनम् अहम् अस्मत्शब्दः प्रथमाविभक्ति एकवचनम् अस्य अस्मत्शब्दः षष्ठी विभक्ति एकवचनम्
अस्मत् कादु इदं शब्दस्य षष्ठी विभक्ति एकवचनम्
इदं शब्दस्य षष्ठी विभक्ति एकवचनम् जगतः प्रथमा आकारान्त प्रथमाविभक्ति पुल्लिङ्ग एकवचनम्
जगत् तकारान्त नपुंसकलिङ्ग षष्ठी विभक्ति एकवचन
जगत् इकारान्त
जगतः जगत्तु योक्क षष्ठी विभक्ति एकवचन
षष्ठी विभक्ति एकवचनं माता ऋकारान्त मातृशब्दस्य प्रथमाविभक्ति एकवचनं
स्त्रीलिङ्ग प्रथमाविभक्ति
एकवचनं धाता धातृ ऋकारान्त शब्दं
धातृ
प्रथमाविभक्ति एकवचनं पुल्लिङ्ग प्रथमाविभक्ति एकवचनं पितामहः अकारान्त पुल्लिङ्गं प्रथमाविभक्ति एकवचनं वेद्यं नपुंसकलिङ्गं प्रथमाविभक्ति एकवचनं पवित्रं नपुंसकलिङ्गम् अकारान्त नपुंसकलिङ्गं प्रथमाविभक्ति एकवचनम् ओङ्कारः अकारान्त पुल्लिङ्गं प्रथमाविभक्ति एकवचनं ऋक् ऋग्वेदम् अरे ऋक् शब्दं
ऋक् शब्दम् इट् मीन्स् ऋग्वेद
ऋग्वेदः अकारान्त पुल्लिङ्गं प्रथमाविभक्ति एकवचनं साम अकारान्त पुल्लिङ्गं प्रथमाविभक्ति एकवचनं यजुः अकारान्त पुल्लिङ्गं प्रथमाविभक्ति एकवचनं एव अव्ययं च अव्ययं यथार्थः अस्य एतस्य जगतः प्रपञ्चस्य पिता जनकः माता जननी धाता पोषयिता पितामहः पितुः पिता वैद्यं वेदितव्यं वस्तु पवित्रं पावनं वस्तु ओंकारः प्रणवः ऋक् ऋग्वेदः साम सामवेदः यजुः च यजुर्वेदः च अहमेव अन्वय अस्य जगतः पिता माता धाता पितामहः वेद्यं पवित्रम् ओंकारः ऋक् साम यजुः च अहम् एव तात्पर्यम् अहमेव अस्य जगतः पिता माता पोषयिता पितामहः ज्ञेयं वस्तु पावयिता ओंकारः ऋग्वेदादिश्च अस्मि धन्यवादः
किम् अत्र
मैडम
क्रियापदम् क्रियापदम् अस्मि अद्याहृतम्
अस्मि
तो कर्तृपदम् अहम्
अहम्
अस्मि अहं कः अस्मि
पिता अस्मि जगतः माता धाता पितामहः अस्मि
so all these will be vidheya visheshanas so pitamahah asmi pita asmi mata asmi dhata asmi sama asmi ऋक् अस्मि ओंकारः
अस्मि ओंकारः पवित्र ओंकारः अस्मि ऋग्वेदः सामवेदः यजुर्वेदः अस्मि
all these so here asya jagatah pitamahah so here in the anvayam pita aham asya jagatah so we can take jagatah for pita also asya jagatah pita asmi that also we can take so I am the father of this world like that we can take and all the others are vidheya visheshanas only this asya jagatah will be shashti sambandha to pita so it again falls back on that one point where Paramatma says in everything you can see Paramatma. So if we keep that in mind, then all these are obvious. All these are obvious that he is everything. Mata asti, pita asti, pitamaha asti, dhata asti, samaveda, rikveda, onkara, everything. Everything in this world is Paramatma. Okay. Anantaram punaha Savitri Bhagini.
Yes, ma'am. गीतार्भद्रा प्रभुः साक्षी निवासः शरणं सुहृत् प्रभवः प्रलयः स्थानं निधानं बीजमव्ययम् गीता गतिर्भर्ता भर्ता गतिः भर्ता प्रभुः साक्षी निवासः शरणं सुहृत् प्रभवः प्रलयः स्थानं निधानं बीजम् अव्ययम् गतिः इकारान्त स्त्रीलिंग प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन भर्ता ऋकारान्त पुल्लिंग प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन प्रभुः उकारान्त पुल्लिंगः प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन साक्षी इकारान्त स्त्रीलिंग प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन निवासः
साक्षिन् नकारान्त पुंलिंग प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन
साक्षिन् ओके नकारान्तः नकारान्त साक्षी नकारान्त पुल्लिंग ये प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन निवासः अकारान्त पुल्लिंग प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन शरणं नपुंसकलिंग प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन सुहृत् दकारान्त पुल्लिंग प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन प्रभवः अकारान्त पुल्लिंग प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन प्रलयः अकारान्त पुल्लिंग प्रथमा एकवचन स्थानं अकारान्त पुल्लिंग नपुंसकलिंग एकवचनं निधानं नपुंसकलिंग प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन बीजं that is also नपुंसकलिंगं वा
बीजम् अकारान्त नपुंसकलिंग
अकारान्त नपुंसकलिंगम् अव्ययम् that is also
नपुंसकलिंग
पदार्थः गतिः अहमेव कर्मफलं Bharta, Poshanakarta, Prabhu, Swami, Sakshi, Shubha Shubhayoho, Drashta, Nivasaha, Griham, Sharanam, Rakshakaha, Suhrit, Sakha, Prabhavaha, Utpatti Hetuhu, Pralayaha, Pralaya Hetuhu, Sthanam, Adharaha, Nidhanam, Layasthanam, Avyayam, Nasharahitam, Cha, Bijam, Praroha Nimittam, Anvayah. Ahameva Gatihi, Bharta Prabhu, Sakshi, Nivasaha, Sharanam, Suhrit, Prabhavaha, Pralayaha, Sthanam, Nidhanam, Avyayam, Bijam. Tatparyam. Ahameva Karmanam Phalam, Poshakaha, Swami, Shubha Shubhayoho, Drashta, Vasasthanam, Rakshakaha, Hitakari, Utpattisthanam, Pralayakarta, Adharaha, Layasthanam, Nasharaitam, Bijam cha Asmi. Madhvamatam, Gatihi, Mumukshubhi, Avagamyaha, Mumukshubhi Avagamyaha, Bharta, Poshakaha, Prabhu, Swami, Sakshi, Sarvam Sakshat Ikshate, Nivasaha, Ashrayaha, Sharanam, Bhitarakshakaha, Suhrit, Animitopakari, Prabhavaha, Jagadutpatti Karta, Pralayaha, Pralayakarta, Sthanam, Sarvadharaha, Nidhanam, Pralayakale, Prakritya, Jagat Atra, Bhagavati, Nidhiyate Ityataha, Bijam, Jagadvyanjakaha, Avyayam, Avikari. Ramanujiyamatam, Avyayam Bijam, Tatra Vyavaharitam Karanam, Vyakaranam, Prabhavati
Vyayarahitam.
Vyayarahitam, sorry. Tatra Vyayarahitam Karanam, Vyakaranam, Prabhavati Asmat iti Prabhavaha, Utpattisthanam, Apadane Praliyate, Anena iti Pralayaha. Layasadhanam Karane Ach Tishtanti Bhutani Asmin iti Sthanam Adharaha Adhikarane Lut. Atre Asmi eva
Asmi Adhyahritam Swikaran. Here Aham also, even Aham is not given. Gatir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi Nivasaha Sharanam Suhrit Prabhavaha Pralayaha Sthanam Nidhanam Bijam.
Yes.
So Aham and Asmi both we can take as Adhyahritams, and all the others will be Vidheya Visheshanas.
Vidheya Visheshana.
Gatihi Asmi, and then you can take, instead of writing so many separate sentences, we can take Samuchita. In the first shloka, I told we can take everything separately. Why? Because there are so many ahams in the shloka.
Yes.
That is why we have to take as many asmis also. Yes. But if that is not there, then we can take one aham, and all the others we can mark as one we can mark as Vidheya Visheshana, and all the others will be Samuchita is like, say for example, Ramaha, Sita, Lakshmanaha, Vanam Gachanti. Now how to connect Ramaha, Sita and Lakshmanaha to Gachanti? How will we connect? We connect only one word as Karta, either Ramaha or Lakshmanaha or Sita. Anything, it doesn't matter. You can take any one and connect that to Gachanti as Karta, and we connect Lakshmanaha as a Karta to Gachanti. Then Ramaha and Sita will be Samuchitaha to Lakshmana.
Yes.
Connect them as Samuchitaha. So Samuchitaha means it indicates like and. So it is as equal as the other words, nothing less. So when Lakshmanaha is connected as Karta, when Rama and Sita are connected to Lakshmanaha as Samuchitas, then we can understand that all these three words have the same relation with gachanti.
Gachanti, okay.
And when we have cha, that will become samuchchaya dyotaka. Because cha is the connecting word for all these three. Ramaha, Lakshmanaha, Sita cha vanam gachanti. So that cha will become the connecting factor of all these nouns. So similarly for Vidheya Visheshanas also, here we have so many Vidheya Visheshanas. Instead of connecting each of these to Aham as Vidheya Visheshana, Vidheya Visheshana, Vidheya Visheshana, we can connect one word to Aham as Vidheya Visheshana and connect all the other words to this one word as Samuchchita.
Okay.
And take, if cha is not given in the shloka, we can take cha as Adhyahritam and mark it as Samuchchaya Dyotaka.
Yes.
One thing we have to remember is, for the 6 karakas, if the shloka by default does not have cha, we have to take cha and make it Samuchchita.
Okay.
For other karaketara sambandhas, like Visheshanas, for example, one word can have many Visheshanas, Dyutiman, Drutiman, Shaktiman, Ramaha. So there the cha is not given. If the cha is not given, it is not mandatory to take Adhyahritam of cha. We can directly connect these three as Visheshanas to Rama. But for Karakas, we cannot do that. For the main Karakas, the 6 Karakas, if there are more than one of those, if there are more than one Kartas, more than one Karma in a word, more than in a sentence, more than one Karana Karakams, more than one Apadana Karakams, more than one Sampradana Karakam, then cha we have to compulsory take as Adhyahritam if it is not already given in the shloka, and do this Samuchchita and Samuchchaya Dyotaka. Okay, in the Karaka representation, this rule has to be followed.
Okay.
So here all the others are Samuchchaya Dyotakas. So here Avyayam Bijam means Vyaya Rahitam. There is no destruction basically. That is what is being told here. The Tatparyam says Ahameva Karmanam Phalam Poshakaha Swami Shubha Shubhayoho Drashta. So Sakshi that is what Sakshi is about. Whether Shubham is happening or Ashubham is happening, he will only watch.
Yes.
Watching is his work. He is not the one who is giving you Shubham. He is not the one who is giving you Ashubham. It is own doings. Vasasthanam, Rakshakaha, Hitakari, Utpattisthanam, Pralayakarta, Adharaha, Layasthanam, Nasharahitam Bijam cha asmi.
Yeah.
So all these, so everything, everywhere, it is him only.
Okay.
Pralayaha is also he only. Pralayakarta. At the end, he is the Pralayakarta.
Srishti Sthiti Laya Sarvam.
Everything, it is him only. Okay. Anantaram? We shall stop here.
Okay.
So Shanti Mantram, who would like to say?
Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahavyam Karavavahai Tejasvina Vadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Hare Om. Sarvebhyah Namaskaraha.
Thank you very much.
Dhanyavada.
Dhanyavada.